Hey, it's me, Francis, and today I am going to be making a remix. I got these really cool stems from an artist called Glasys, and well, I hope I pronounced that name correctly. I didn't even think about that. I think that's correct. Um, but I'm going to play the stems for you while I talk about them, and I'm going to tell you what I plan to do with them. So the full disclosure is that they are basically a song that's made from the puzzle jingle from Zelda. And you might have guessed that from the title. You might have guessed that from what I was playing, which was essentially a really silly idea I had about resampling just a chunk of the performance. And I think that it's a good place to start with a remix is what can you make out of this song, and what can you do that it isn't already doing? Because at the end of the day, when you remix something, you're doing it because you liked it, and when you liked it, it was already good, so you don't need to do anything with it. So what can I bring to the table is the big question, and the answer is really I don't know until I get there. So I think that because of the kind of stuff I usually do on my channel, I'm going to try to make it feel more like a dark dungeon theme. And I'm going to make it feel a little bit like more evil. And I think it has the source material for that. As you can hear in the background, there's like sort of screaming kind of sounds and a really spooky kind of a bass line. And I think that with the right changes and the right approach, I could make it sound like delightfully evil. And that's sort of my main goal here. And this next part is my favorite part. It's the part that doesn't sound evil at all. So let's hear what this is. Hey, welcome, Lamentic Villains. Hey man, this is a first for me. You're streaming to a huge screen via Chromecast. Life-size in your living room. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't I become more than life-size just for you? So, anyway, this is basically the song that I'm going to be remixing. And that's what the stems sound like. So without further ado, I'm going to change my view to my DAW, and we're going to see what I want to do as a starting point. The first thing that I want to do here, I think, is probably to pick a slightly slower tempo than what we've got. I want it to be like grinding and disgusting and like evil. So let's see what happens. Hey, Blood Freak. I always love seeing you in here because I like saying your name out loud. Just saying hi to Blood Freak is like, it reminds me of I don't know if you've ever read the saga of Blood Ninja, but it's not safe for work, so don't look it up unless you are expecting anything less than than the contents of what it has. But yeah, I like the name. So let's hear each of these tracks isolated for a little bit. This one right here is the one that I was sampling at the beginning. And you can make some cool effects with that. So I already experimented with that. Let's try the other section of the song on that track. And that one's really cool. That's one of my favorite parts, like I said. Let's check out the ambiance. So Glasses is another, seems to be another hardware synth nerd like I am. And all these like juicy pad sounds just come from really, really fancy gear. And anyway, I linked to his channel in the description of this video, and you can see for yourself the kind of stuff he uses. It's really cool. And he does some stuff that's tangentially similar to what I do. He's a lot better at keyboards than me and does different styles of music. So if you're here for keyboard playing and just general music making and not for any genre specific stuff, you probably would like his channel even more than mine. So check it out. And wow, that's a great sound. Okay. I'm definitely going to sample that somewhere. Oops. Clicking the wrong buttons. So I'm going to start by making some markers on places that I want to sample. Drummy boy. Let's hear some of the bass parts. There isn't bass parts there. This is really cool. That's such a good bass line. So you can probably tell, but it's definitely like related to that puzzle jingle theme. It's like a bass line generated from that content, which is a great way of writing music. You come up with one good idea and you warp it into something else that goes with that first good idea. So this is a really good one. Juicy evil bass part. The drum parts are the thing that I'm probably going to change the most, even though they sort of fit the vibe I'm describing. I like that a lot. The that sound. I'll probably resample that somewhere and use pieces of this, but I'm not going to use the exact pattern. And then the piano part. That's really cool. That's great. I like that one a lot. I'm going to use that somewhere as its own isolated thing. Piano boy. All right. And hey, Colin, welcome to the stream. All right. Let's hear these drum parts over here. I didn't listen to these yet. Those are cool. Okay. I'm just going to slice this right now. I think this is going to work really well as a loop. Let's just hear this as a loop. Okay. Obvious problem is that the reverb tail gets cut off at that loop, so that's not going to be the loop I want to use. I like the pitch of that wood block sound changes. Well, you know what? I'm going to live with that. It's probably going to work. I'll fix it later if it needs to be fixed. We will see. And Lamenting Villains. Yeah, the piano parts are super cool. They're very like, yeah, Hitchcockian. Yeah, like a sort of a, sounds like a cue in a film or something like that. So anyway, that's what I'm working with here. And sometimes remixing is just, processing the tracks the way you want. And just literally mixing it your way. But in this case, I mean, the recording he made great. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take tear it apart and put it back together, kind of a creative approach, because I think that's why people would be here in the first place. So I've got my synths fired up. Apparently they aren't totally fired up, but I might use them a little bit. I just wanted to have everything ready to go so I can be creative with it instead of waiting for a synth to warm up. So a starting point. I think that as a starting point, I want to go somewhere else with it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the song over here. That way I can keep this crap intact. All this stuff that I'm working with as source material, I think is going to be more easy to organize if it's intact to begin with. So I will choose a tempo, which is going to be slower than this tempo. What tempo are we at anyway? Something like that. Well, let's do it with the drums. Yeah, that's pretty close. 115-ish. So let's just make a let's make the tempo 94. Delightful. This here. So this synth here, our pad, is going to be the thing I'm going to start with, and I'm going to start by taking this concept and squeezing it. Well, not squeezing it, the opposite of squeezing it, stretching it. Limited villains, yeah, let's do that. Let's just sidechain compression, kick drum, 4 on the floor, club mix. Okay, let's see if I can see where that chord changes. Looks like it's right around here. Slice that, and let's make this whole thing last. Well, I should probably have our grid on. I'm going to go half as fast as this. I just really want to stretch this out and make it like horrifying. And I want to give this a, you know what? This should be on its own new track. Let's just do this. I was going to add effects to this, but I realized that I don't want to damage the integrity of the original song. So if I want to go back and reference things, I can do that efficiently. I'm going to give it some tape delay, stereo tape delay, and send it through my reverb channel. Let's just hear what this sounds like. I'm going to take some top end off. And give it an automatic, like a panning before the delay. Like really slow. Just wash around it in this delightful pad. And that's going to be the starting point. So we're going to live with it. It's going to happen twice. I've just made that decision for no reason. It's arbitrary. And I want to take some of these drum parts here and I want to make something out of these. Let's call this pad, drums. And I'm going to start by bringing this over here and stretching it out to the length of that part. And I'm going to turn these tracks down by a bit. Let's I've changed my mind. I don't want to use that drum part. I want it to be a little bit more dark, dungeony. I'm going to use just like a some type of orchestral percussion thingamajig. Let's use like this tom ensemble. And I'll just record something. Something like that as a starting point. We will live with it, and we'll change it later if it needs to be changed. That will go there. That beginning part will go there. And our grid is on 8th notes straight. Probably fine. We'll just quantize it, and no, that's not going to work at all. Let's do position. And can't be quantized all the way because I'm doing some flamming, so some quantizing. And let's see how that feels. And Lamentic Villains sounding quite beautiful, stretched. I think so too. This is better than I could have expected it to have sounded. I'm always worried. Whenever I do a remix, I'm just like, this is going to sound so much worse than the thing I started with. Colin, I don't think I have listened to L4, but I'm intrigued by the name. Okay, here's what we're going to do, though. With this is we are going to... we're going to process this. Let's see. Apply track FX to new take. Hold on. And we are going to make that into audio. And then we are going to take this again and humanize it. And then we are going to turn that into audio. Put it on a new track. And combine these three essentially. You know what? We don't need to use repitch. We can just do this in the item processing. I'm going to adjust this at -2 semitones, and then this one's going to be at -5 semitones. And now it's going to sound like this with some saturation on it because we need some saturation. And I'm going to take this auto pan idea here, and I'm going to use the auto pan on one of these drum parts, or maybe more than one of the drum parts. I have this idea that this is going to sound really cool. It might not, but I was going to turn it up to a pretty high frequency. That's what it sounds like by itself. It's two of them. Then with the main one. It's kind of cool. And we're going to make a drum bus. This stuff's all going to live in the drum bus. Drums. And I'm going to color code that all together. I didn't have that highlighted, so it don't work. And then this is going to go through my reverb a little bit. And this is going to be just wash of sound. Great. That's delightful. Hey, Colin, thanks for telling people to like my stream. It's up to them if they like it at the end of the day, but I still appreciate it. Okay. This is going to happen not on the first repetition, but probably around here for now. And we're going to move on to the next part. What is a thing with a Zelda thing in it if we don't actually use that Zelda thing melody? So let's find that. Oh my god, I got to use that somewhere, right? That's so cool. It's not what I'm after, though. I'm looking for this. The stereo field on that is fantastic. Something like this. Let's bring this over here and resample it in a new track. I have a solo on, right? Yep. Okay. This is going to need to be... Let's see how this feels. Yeah, that will work. How can we make this a wash? I kind of want to give it like a transient, not a transient, a formant shift. That's the word I'm looking for. Let's give it like a -5 on the formant shift. Oh, and blend this. So this is the blend control in Reaper. It's just my best friend. Saves us from doing like the hard kind of parallel processing. And I want to filter it too. Let's just do this in EQ. I have some fancy filters that I like, but they take up power on stream. I kind of liked moving that around. Yeah. Let's just do this. This should be over here. Have that be a repeating idea. Oops. I always forget this button. I don't use it very much. That's cool. And I'm going to try again to use this drum part now that I've have something else that's closer to what I was initially looking for. I think I'm going to be able to tolerate another drum thing combining with it. Let's put these in the same folder. Drum resample 2. And I'm going to identify individual pieces of this that feel like they're going to work. And it's going to be glorious. This time it will be functional. Half as fast as that, probably. Something like this. And turned down significantly. Yeah, that'll be a nice layer to add later on in the song. Let's see what it feels like going into that. Hi, Colin. Colin's asking, how do you get that cinematic feel for percussion? I don't know. Which one are you talking about? If you're talking about this, that's a really fancy sample library with some resampling. This is actually a technique that Tom Hulkenberg uses, and he teaches it on his YouTube channel. So look up Junkie XL on YouTube if you like this one. This one is just, it's literally just, I guess look up Glasses on YouTube, because this is just resampled from something that he made. All I've done at this point is slowed it down and filtered it. So this is from the video that, actually the link is in the description. Oh, and in general, it's for like the fantasy action movie, it's layers and layers and layers of orchestral percussion, and usually hybrid score approach is like adding synth percussion, stuff like that too. And the other approach is like filtered stuff with big reverbs on individual hits, and fitting it into the movie. So some combination of those two things. And that's sort of what I'm going for here, I guess. So I want this quieter. And I want to use this bass part over here. I marked it. So this chunk is what I want. I want this on a new track. I spelled that wrong, but we're okay. This is Music Land, not Spelling Land. And this needs to be that length for now. I was thinking of actually slicing out individual notes. Not quite. I want different notes, so I am going to slice out parts of this and maybe reshape it. Lamentic villains, yeah. Let's get a rapper in here. Colin, go message Shane. Someone rap on this. I actually have an idea, but any usage of this track outside the stream is going to require permission from Glasses. So if Glasses doesn't like this, we're not going to be able to convince him to allow us to give this to a rapper. So the main attraction should be, let's make it cool enough that Glasses likes it and wants to remix my remix of his, sort of a remix of the Zelda thing. Okay, what I want to do here is I'm going to slice out each note. I think it's the same rhythm here. So let's make sure. Those work? Okay, nice. And now I need to figure out which ones are going to sound cool with the chords I'm working with. I'm going to pull this over here. That way I can feel good about deleting this stuff. I want something like that probably. This is a half step off. That's pretty easy to fix, right? It's warbly. It might work. I'm going to just stretch it out. Turning this into 808s. Give it like a... Something like that actually might be cool. My clicks are all over the place. Let's see this. Yeah, okay, that's working. It's fine. Too busy. Yeah, he's probably too busy. You're probably right. And Trekkie Raps in Klingon would be perfect. That'd be amazing. We could you should get Mega Ran on this. I don't know if Mega Ran likes Star Trek, but he does like really cool. They call it nerdcore. I don't know what you call that style. Rapping about video games and stuff like that. I know I've heard Mega Ran rap about Zelda though. So if anyone's going to be perfect for it, it's probably him. Something like this. Followed by a change. Let's hear that. That's disgusting and I don't like it. Let's use this. Let's use this. I've failed. Is that the key we're in? Something like that will probably be better. And I'll work that bass line in some other way. Not too worried about it. Let's just record this Moog. It's pronounced Moog. Mini Moog. Mini Moog. That's the wrong keyboard. Let's just look at the synth. I don't like any of that. I need a better idea. I realized I had the after pressure patched out of the back into the filter, so I might experiment with that instead. That's closer to the right track. I'm going to explore possibilities within editing with that. I don't really like coming up with ideas, recording them, and deciding I'm going to keep them as they are. I usually just edit them. That's kind of cool. Not sure. What do we have here? This whole conversation, the discourse about Klingon rap. RZA to do a verse in Klingon. If we can organize like that kind of a collab on this stream during the stream, that would be amazing. That's a hilarious idea. When you say that synth sounds great, I'm still thinking about Glasys' synth that I've stretched out here. This synth sounds great too, but I feel like the part is wrong. You know what? What if we went like the Taurus route? Let's try the Taurus style approach to a bass synth and see if this feels better. I'm going to go back to this synth stream here so you can see what I'm doing. Sort of. It's all grainy. I'm going to turn the resonance way up, the decay time up, decay time on the amp envelope up. And I guess I need to record where I'm at, right? Something like that might be really cool. Let's just see how that feels, because these are like nice major 7 chords. Kind of neat. I want one of these settings to be different. Where am I? Why? Not going to worry about it anymore. I'm looking for a setting in Reaper here that's going to help me for a second, but I never turn it on and off, so I can't remember where it is. Wait, the damn metronome wasn't on, and this like drum part is really off time, and it's bugging the crap out of me. I'll make it a little bit less off time. Okay, I'm going to just listen back to that real quick. I'm not convinced that's the take. It wasn't even from the beginning, but let's just hear what it sounds like and see if it's the right vibe. I'll turn it down a bit too. Knight Rider vibes jump. Hey Camila, what's up? And you're right, when you said jump, we're turning the contour way down, so it doesn't feel like Van Halen. I want this to feel like a little bit smoother than that. As great of a song as Jump is. That's the one. Keep leaving the damn metronome off. we're just gonna loop that. That one I liked a lot. And this is where it'll loop, and this loop will be clean, I promise. And if it's not, we will edit. Fix it in the mix. That's what I always don't like to say. I just realized I probably went in early on that like I always do. That doesn't work at all. I forgot that the on the Minimoog the filter amount builds up as you as you use it. So this is actually going to be a really interesting effect. I'm going to fade these together. And this all should be, I'll have to rhythmically edit the hell out of that, whoops. And the metronome issue, I know I have the metronome not routed through the thing. People complain about it when I've got the metronome on. So I just make it for myself and not for everyone else. If anyone in the chat wants to hear where the metronome is, if you're curious about that, it's really just, it's exactly where it sounds like it should be. So nothing fancy. And 80s neon space pirates shooting pink and teal lasers through time portals, fighting magic and ancient evils, whilst also fighting things from the future. That sounds like a movie I would go see every time, just no matter how much it costs to go. Let's do that. I think that'll probably work. Nope. It was all good except for that the last note's early, so. I'm just gonna record it. What am I doing? Just do a better take. Okay, we're gonna do a better take. I'm gonna be like, hey, listen to me. Oh yeah, this is Zelda. Hey, listen to me. We are going to turn up the metronome a little bit because it's quiet for me. And you still won't hear it. Okay, that'll actually be sampleable, I think. I'm not gonna let it die out. Yeah, I will. What if I end the song like that? Okay, let's hear that and see if it works better. And then from there, we can find a home for this other part that's supposed to be creepy. And I haven't done a good job of making this creepy like I said I would. I totally know that. It's easier if you commit to an idea when you start, and it's also easier if you don't force yourself to stay committed to that idea. Let's save this and say like we're definitely using this somewhere. I'll put it over here and we'll live with it. Camilo says, had to look for the original song. Never played Zelda before. That's fine. Mega hot take. The soundtrack is way better than the games in the entire series. I know there's people that if they get into the stream, they will immediately click that downvote if they see that, which is why I zoomed in on my face for it. But yeah, the games, I don't think you're missing too much. If you loved the genre, you probably would have played them. And it's not a genre for everyone, like sort of action RPG type games. They're good games, don't get me wrong. I just think that the soundtrack is really a big part of what makes them special. And Lamentic Villains, by the way, if you have a guitar rig, in the pitch section, there's a reso chord. Oh, Guitar Rig, the Native Instruments plugin. I don't have that. The only Native Instruments plugin I use is Contact. I have considered buying a few other ones, but every time I do, it's like there's something else that I would rather have instead. Every once in a while, I miss Massive. I've done a lot of stuff with Massive. I used to use it a lot. I just don't. I don't feel like buying it, I guess. But yeah, Contact. And the reso chord that is pretty buried. So I think I could recreate that type of a sound. It's probably like similar to what I'm doing with the synth, right? Except for processing, a signal processor. Maybe it's not that, but I have some stuff that'll do something similar. And Colin, have a good night if you're still in there. Thanks for coming by. We are going to find this thing here. That's the part I was missing. Doing that manually because I don't feel like resetting my dynamic split pressure. Let's do. I guess I need a new track for this. And that new track will be called RP. Arpeggio guy. I love how much time I waste naming that kind of stuff. And it's not a waste of time if you're inspiring yourself in any meaningful way. That's what I always consider. This one, what if I speed it up? Will that sound good? This probably needs to be 2 semitones, something like that. Nope. What have I done? What's wrong? Why is it not working? Should I make it really slow? Really? Oh my god. What does it sound like? I'm gonna do this and see how this feels. That's kind of cool. This is just going to be tape echo land. I might actually do this with a hardware tape Mexico sim, like a physical knobby voice. I might actually do some mid-side processing to this too. I think it's this one has a good mid-side thing, and I was thinking of pulling the middle out. Yeah, it does. Okay, I've never actually used this for this purpose. Let's see how this feels. It's kind of cool. You know what else would be cool? If I essentially did this twice. I guess I should have done that with a duplicate track, huh? And if this was like offset, this might actually be really neat. Too much. Okay. I like the idea of it though. It's kind of a cool idea. And limiting feelings, this sounds really cool. Like Fortet went to the 80s. I don't think I know what Fortet is, but I am imagining that it's a combination of a motet, which is a type of music from what, the 14th century or something, and Fortnite. Which I cannot think of without thinking of that Battle Royale song that's popular on TikTok. Imagine like a motet version of Number One Victory Royale. If anyone has heard that song in the chat, you are really enjoying the concept, just like I am. So this thing right here is the other thing I promised I would steal. And let's do that right now. This is going to go into the drums somewhere. Let's put it... Oops. I hit the wrong button. Where did that go? Drum bus. Glasys drum. I don't know what to call this one. Yeah, not like that. Something like that, maybe? No. Let's just make it like this. That sounds cool, but it's got too much high end with the other drums being all filtered out, so I think I'm gonna just follow suit and pull some out. That's good. Let's put this as like sort of a periodic event. Maybe that frequently. Something like that. That timing issue in the synth is bothering me. I want to re-record it, but I'm also streaming, so I want to spend the time doing something a bit more meaningful. Okay, that's it's getting there. It's feeling pretty neat. I'm gonna see what happens if I loop this as it is and see if that feels like functional. Hey, that actually kind of works. And I might go in and make a melody over that part. I also want to do another trick here. Sheesh. I want this to be the same color. Do I want to do something with this? What does that sound like over this part? It's too much like Pokemon battles about to start. I'm going to delete that track. I want to take all of this and run it through like a weird parallel processing. Parallel processor. And this is going to be reverb. Let's just use cheap reverb. And it's going to be 100% wet. And it's going to have... Oops, I just pressed a button and I hope it didn't break something. I always do that. Let's see what I closed or deleted. I don't even know what I did. It looks different. Nope, I can't tell. And something's going to be missing in like an hour and I won't be able to figure out where it is. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to shift this down to -12. So this reverb, someone in the chat a few weeks ago suggested this idea and I've been playing around with it. I love it. But doing like a reverb that's like pitch shifted down an octave and then running like your entire mix through it. I guess I need to make a track. I don't know where my track went. Here it is. I'm going to do this. My music bus Fisher Price. And this is going to get routed through here in some amount. That's giving it the vibe I was looking for initially. Hey Camila, was that your idea? I don't remember which who suggested that. Oh, it's Lamentic Villains. That was your idea. I was thinking it was someone that was in the chat today, and I couldn't remember exactly whose idea it was. It was a good choice on this one, on this track. This is like the other thing that you do to bass synth is the pull check trick. Okay, I'm relatively happy with the direction that's going in, and I wanted this piano phrase too. Let's see if I can make this work. We'll put it somewhere. Let's go piano and think about what this sounds like in context. Okay. Let's make this sort of in tempo with the song and think about whether or not this is going to work as it is or if I want to do some damage to it first. It's a bit loud still. That's not what I want. I think What does this sound like instead of that? That's beautiful. And Limited Villains, you're saying actually sounds really big. Pretty great sound. Especially love the background parts. Hearing it minus the synth. When you're saying the synth, are you talking about the pad or the Moog bass down here? We can listen to it a little bit without either one of them, but I just want to know which one you're talking about. I want to hear it without this thing though. That might end up going better somewhere else. This is gonna sound good with the plate too. Oh, that's beautiful. Great playing, Glasses. This piano part's beautiful. I'll mute the Moog. I see your thing. Tickling my little earsies. Let's just make this part happen again. I'm liking the idea of having this be a new section over here. This might actually sound good with the Moog coming here, switching between the two parts. It's too loud. This can keep going. Thanks, Camilla, and Lamenting Villains, very Vangelis. Outside of like the Blade Runner soundtrack, I hadn't really heard Vangelis at all, and people kept comparing my music to him, and I finally looked him up. I watched a documentary on him, listened to a bunch of his soundtracks, and holy shit, what a big compliment. I can't believe people are comparing me to someone like that. I can see why in some ways, and in other ways, it's just like, that guy is on another level. Unfucking believable. You ever watch him play with his samplers? It's just like, he's doing what I'm doing in real time. That's the difference, is that I'll end up with something that might sound like Vangelis, but that's just his live improvisation that sounds like this. And I'm spending an hour and a half deep into it. Oh, I just saw what I did. I used some type of a keyboard shortcut to remove the time from the bottom of my screen. And I'm not exactly sure what that was. I will troubleshoot that off of stream. Okay, so we are at a point where I want to start thinking about how I'm going to work towards finishing up, because I like these streams to last for about an hour and a half, and we're an hour and 10 minutes in or so. And Camilo, no news on Deckard's dream yet. It's supposed to come this month, but again, the whole pandemic has slowed everything down, so I imagine it might take a bit longer before that's here. But they said May or June is likely, so I'm hoping that that's sometime in early May, so I can get it right now, soon. So, do I want to start with that or not? And do I want that to be on the beat? This might be cooler if it's like here. I think I liked it on the beat. And I'm going to leave it there. Okay. I want to put some kind of a fat melody over the top of this. And I want to see if I can get that melody from this bass part that's eluding me. I really want to use this, but I haven't found a good spot for it. And I think that what I want to do is to, let's just make its own track. That way I can use the Mellotron if I want. Bass resample thinger. What does it sound like an octave up? That sounds great. It just is not at the right speed. So let's make it the right speed. And let's see what this feels like here. What does it sound like here? Yeah. And no at the same time. It's just really a combination of good and bad. I have an idea that might make this work. I'm going to try it, but it's probably going to be just a massive waste of my time. Also, I'm noticing that these are not lining up with my grid, which is probably a huge problem. And I feel like I should troubleshoot that, but I don't want to. What? How could that have happened? Come on. This is really just distressing to me right now. And I'm wondering if this is part of the reason why stuff has been feeling like it's a bit out of time. It's probably just my playing, but these things are not lining up with the places they're supposed to be lining up. And what is going on? I have it set to... Do I have it set to the wrong thing? Oh, I know what I've got going on. I have it set to 8 notes, and I want the grid on 1. It's still not quite acting the way I want it to. Every once in a while, your DAW just doesn't behave, and it's like, all I can say to myself is just, at least this isn't Pro Tools. I'm just so happy I'm not working in Pro Tools right now. Pro Tools makes me so monumentally unhappy. But I'm seeing all kinds of issues in there, and I'm surprised it took me this long to notice them. Oh my god. Lamentic Villains, Pentium Inside Intel sound. You're right. I feel like I'm about to get a faster processor, so my stream won't lag. Okay, we're going back to this. Am I really going to do this? No, I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous. I'm just pitch shifting this thing. that part, let me just hear it in the initial context and see how this feels. We're going to use that instead and call it a day. We are going to sampler ourselves, and we're going to make this scream into a sample that we're going to pitch it down, and we're going to make some sound design with it, and this is going to be delightful, and this is going to do the thing that I've been wanting. So what I'm doing right now is, why is it not working? Oh, the track is solid. That's so good. Max voice is 1. Okay. Where is our sampler? I just lost my place. I should color code these better. I guess I probably need to give this MIDI input. We're going to record that over here. What am I doing? Okay, that'll work. And then these two are going to turn into whatever it is that I've turned them into. I think I kind of want to do this. And I want to flip this item around and have this be like an intro sound kind of a thing. And let's see what this feels like. Maybe it'll be super cool. Something like that. I don't like that one. I liked that. It lasted too long though, so we're going to shorten it. Lamentic Villains. I enjoy these live streams when I catch them, usually when I'm awake at silly hours. It's another fun experience. Inspired me to stretch out a few things for Weird Al Miasis. Thanks. I look forward to hearing what you do with them. You already know that I like your approach to music making. It's very different from mine, but that last album that I checked out of yours is like, it was hard to turn off. It was really good. So I look forward to hearing what you make that's inspired by stuff that I'm doing, because that's always a fun thing to hear. Stuff that people make that that you give them some idea for, even if it's a very small one. Talking to a guy about Billy Idol's White Wedding slowed down. Guitar riff sounds amazing slowed down, and these Chipmunk songs slow. I feel like Billy Idol would be a great like wealth of resources for sampling. There's too much. I should have done more with this filter on the Moog. I'm going to record some of this, and this is probably going to be how the song ends. And this time I'm going to realize that I probably figured out why it's not looping properly, and I'm going to try and isolate this issue. Yeah, kind of as I suspected. Well, these items are a bit longer than they're supposed to be, which is causing that problem. Okay. I'm glad I figured that out. I have an item that's a fraction of a beat longer. Best instrument ever made, apart from possibly the like hardware ones, not hardware ones, physical ones, physical tape ones. Just such a beautiful sound. That was the mellotron, by the way. That's strings A high and bass flute, played back at half speed tape, and again just joining in the fun of the stretched out samples. Another stretched out sample. It had a little bit more low end than I wanted, but it'll live. I think I want some type of a deep bass sound as well. So, I'm going to check my time. Still have about 8 minutes until I want to start wrapping up. Let's just do a kick sample. Media Explorer. Actually, these Orang samples were cool for my last stream. This one's perfect. I'll just use that. All right. A little bit quieter than that. I think even quieter still. And I'm starting to second guess using this sample, but that's fine. Happens to the best of us. Good. Let's do this for now and see how this feels. as a pattern that continues into this next part. I think I might change the sample though. Less appropriate than I thought it would be. Doing the thing where it's not lining up. Let's grab pitch shifted Lin drum thing. I like it. Okay, so if I highlight these and I right click on this, there should be a button as insert selected media items as replace media source. And that's going to give us that Lin drum kick. That's beefy. It's really loud. That might benefit from having some reverb in this track, as weird as that seems. Sort of. I think I want to stretch them out. And to do that, we are going to, let's just do this. See how that feels. That didn't do what I wanted at all. I guess I have to just redo this this pattern. Okay, this will work. This will work, I promise. This will be the last time that I edit that. And then these I'm just going to delete and take these and put them in the same placement, which is something like this, I think, hopefully. I probably have it attached to the wrong items. That's gonna work. Okay, that's gonna go here, and this is gonna go here, and now it's gonna feel great. Some mixing. This is not even slightly what I was trying to make, but I like it too much to throw it away. Do you hear how off time that is, though? It's horrible. And there it is again. Yeah, this crap is just like, oh my god. I'm gonna have to go through and like quantize my life. Oh geez. I think what I'm going to do is go through this, finish it up, and maybe make a short form YouTube video on what I did to do the final mix of it. That way, it exists in a place you can hear it, and not have me talking over it. But since this is the end of the amount of time that I gave myself for the stream, I think what I'm going to do is actually finish the track up real quick by bringing this concept back in, and bringing in the piano idea again, and bringing in this as sort of a weird, like, who knows what's going to happen, some level of uncertainty thing. Just one of them. And this is going to lead up to that, like that. Let's see. Camille, you have to turn the Mellotron part into a whole new song. Yeah, I think it could, and I'm definitely not going to delete this. This is too, it's too much of essentially what I was hoping it would become, without any of the creepy, disgusting part. I ended up taking my favorite part of Glasys' song, and that was the part that didn't sound creepy at all, so I ended up failing to create my creepy dungeon song. But let's just listen to it right now. I'm going to turn the limiter off. I use this to make my voice loud compared to the music and stuff. So I'm going to put... you know what? I'll just turn the limiter down so it's not getting smashed as much. That way we can hear it in decent quality, and I'll do some editing, some mix, like a mix master on it, and I'll put it up as a video and send it off to Glasys to see if he likes it. Hopefully he does. Let's just do that. I'm also going to turn my microphone off. So thanks for coming in. I'll turn it back on and respond to any questions that appear in the chat after the song is done. But if no one has anything else to say, I will probably be done after this. So without further ado, here is what I came up with. Well, there it is for now. Um, my processors that I added messed up the latency, so there it is. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Camilo. I'm happy with it too. I think it sounds pretty good. And there's a couple of spots where that problem that I identified where I had like something that I was looping was like a fraction of a beat too long, so it was building up by the end of the song, was really starting to bother me towards the end. And there's a couple of things that got chopped off, and a couple of things at the drums that, especially those like sort of orchestral drums that I put in at the beginning, thinking I was going to make like a Dungeon Synth track, didn't really work out the way I hoped. But I think with a little bit of editing and a more detailed mix, I kind of just did a quick top down. I think this track would sound really good. So I might make one more video on this, and maybe I'll make a video on how I would approach taking something like this if it were provided to me as a mixing engineer or a producer, and sort of editing my way into something that I think is publishable. So anyway, that's all I've got for today, and I really appreciate everyone watching. So I'll see you next time. Bye.